All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's broadcast of this Red River Athletic Conference matchup between your Texas A&M University San Antonio Jaguars taking on the Houston Tillotson Rams, and we are live here at the park at St. Mary's University. And on behalf of the Jaguars Sports Network, my name is Cameron M. Caldwell, and currently waiting for my co-commentator to hop on with me here. We're sorting out some technical difficulties we're having early on, but once again, live from the park in this first game of today's doubleheader. And getting the nod to lead off for the Rams is number 5, Emily Ruiz. Getting the green light on the mound for the Jaguars. Pitcher that normally starts off these first games of the doubleheaders is Ryan Lamone. She currently has one no-hitter under her belt earlier this season. And that'll be the first strike of the game. Counts 2-1, a good batter's count. We have Jordan Henry behind the plate. Rianne Lamone, the graduate senior. And Ruiz gets some contact onto that one, but Jaguars able to get an out early in the first inning, and that was number 15, Alyssa Vicente, the right fielder for the Jags, that got under that one, and that's the first out of the game. Following up Ruiz is number 18, Menina Cavazos. Doesn't like that one. That one's going to be a ball. Jaguars currently coming off of a tough doubleheader. They lost against the University of Houston Victoria Jaguars. They dropped both games, lost the first one 1-0, and Limon hits the batter on that one, an uncharacteristic mistake for her, and batter will take her base. That was Cavazos advancing to first. One out. As I was saying, though, Jaguars currently coming off of a two losses of a doubleheader, taking on the University of Houston Victoria Jaguars, losing the first one 1-0 and the second one 8-3. And in the second game of the doubleheader, Jaguars did put up a great effort to claw away at it, but they were led by Kaylee Barlow in her 4 at-bats. She had 2 hits and 1 run, and with that, the Jaguars currently 2-2 in the conference, like I had mentioned. The Rams currently sitting at 0-4. They came off of another tough doubleheader as well. They went up against the Our Lady of the Lake Saints, lost both games 5-16 and 1-13. But it's Cavazos. Makes some contact on that one, fouls it away, strike 2. As I mentioned, thank you all so much for tuning into the Jaguars Sports Network. If you are new to the channel, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Help us claw away at our goal of reaching 900 subscribers by the end of the softball season. We're currently at 807. We surpassed 800 subscribers, I should say, our last broadcast when we were covering the Jaguars taking on the Mustangs. And we cannot state how appreciative we are of all the continued support of this entirely student-run volunteer initiative on the beautiful campus of Texas A&M San Antonio. After that one's fouled away, the count's 2-2. 1 runner on, 1 out. Rams looking to get things going and turn around some of their early troubles in this season. Got to say, we have some perfect weather here. Perfect conditions for some Red River Athletic Conference softball. That one's high and inside, and Cavazos going to take her base, and that'll bring up number 11, Aiden Johnson. Jaguars having a quick word, and as well as Johnson having a word with what actually looks like, or excuse me, what I thought was the Jaguars coach. That is the Houston Tillotson coach. I'm not sure why she would have him having a word with the Jaguars coach, but Jaguars having a word and runners on. First and second, one out. Limon on the mound. If you missed it, the Lady Jaguars making history once again last night. They took on the Houston Tillotson Rams in the first matchup of the playoffs for basketball, Lady Jaguars and Lady Basketball. And they defeated the Rams. I do not believe I have the correct final score. I'll pull it up in a second, but our Jaguars advancing to the semifinals of the Red River Athletic Conference playoff in their inaugural season of existence. And I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, we are proud of them, as that one is popped up by Johnson, and second baseman Tori Campos has no problem getting under that one. That'll be the second out for the Jaguars. Still runners on, first and second. Up to the plate is number 15, Alili Alanese. Alanese currently batting at a .222 batting average, and right there you can see why. She gets some great contact under that one, and she's going to bring in 2 runners for the Rams. Alanese put her down for 2 RBIs. Rams heating up early on in this one. Top of the first. As I was mentioning, that batting average, Alanese showing us why. And she picked up a double herself. So Rams on the board early.
Now batting for the Rams, number 12, Gracia Bazaldua.
Now up in the batter's box is Gracia Bazaldua. See if she'll have any luck here bringing in Alanese. Rams getting on the board early. Have to assume that's the start that they would want here after coming into this one off of 2 tough losses against the Our Lady of the Lake Saints and dropping those. Count is 1-2, 2 outs. Still got a runner on second. It's Bazaldua up at the plate. Currently batting at a .286, and she strikes out. Jaguars able to escape the top of the first with 2 runs on the board. See what they can get going on offense. And after half of an inning, Cameron C. for the Jaguar Sports Network. We're going to send it into a little break. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and leading off for the Jaguars is number 5, Kaylee Barlow, and after getting these early technical difficulties sorted out, I am happy to say my co-commentator is up in the booth with me.
Absolutely, Cam. It's exciting to be here. Tony Talamantes is here and ready. It's spring. It's March 1st, season of the pie season. It's great weather for softball today.
Absolutely could not ask for better conditions. We have a beautiful 79 degrees here at the park at St. Mary's University. Once again, I'd like to thank St. Mary's University for showing us the hospitality of setting up here in the booth up top at the park and being able to broadcast and watch some amazing athletes play Red River Athletic Conference softball. So we have the Jaguars and Rams. If you're just tuning in, Cameron C., Tony T. on the call for the Jaguars Sports Network. Score is 2-0 Rams. Got hot early, Tony.
That they did, Cam. 2 runs in the top of the first is good to see from the Rams, looking to avenge as that ball's swacked right down the middle of midfield by number 5 there, Tori Campos.
Kaylee Barlow.
Kaylee Barlow, I apologize. I can't read today. But, yes, looks like the Rams are trying to avenge their fallen comrades. Last night they took on the A&M San Antonio Jaguars in the first round of the Red River Athletic Conference playoff tournament in basketball, ladies basketball, that is, women's basketball. And Jaguars got away with the win, so the Rams are looking to avenge their friends here in this contest.
Absolutely. Tony, I was thinking the same thing myself, and here she is, Cristiana Luera, who currently has 15 runs this season, 7 RBIs. Definitely a player on the Jaguars side to keep in mind as Barlow steals second, and little defensive errors on the on the Rams side allows Barlow to go untouched, Tony, to second base.
Good to see it if you're the Jaguars and you have somebody like Luera who's about to hit on the home plate, Cam. Like you said, you gave her the stats. She's a name we've been calling. We can't forget. She's always making memorable plays on defense and offense.
Absolutely. I got to say I love the commitment from Barlow, continuing as Luera lays down a bunt. She's going to beat the throw. She's going to advance to second. Luera advancing to second. What just happened, Tony?
Not too sure, Cam. That was too quick for my eyes. I'm a little
so
slow
fast.
today. Haven't had the coffee, and yeah, it's quick. That's what she does every game, Cam. Like I said, we say her name all the time. She's always sneaking across bases, and she just did it again. We didn't even see it. So quick.
Absolutely. Cristiana Luera showing no hesitation to advance to second. I believe that will go down as a stolen base, and coming up to the plate is Jordan Henry, and Tony, runners on second and third, no outs. Rams might find themselves in a little unfavorable position early on.
That's what it's looking like, Cam, is there's, like you said, runners on third and second, and we have Jordan here about to hit, and she's another name that we can't forget to mention, the catcher for the Jaguars, and there she goes on the left field. That one's caught, and she's going to be out of here, and we're going to get a runner in from Barlow. And Barlow advances to third.
Going to go ahead and advance to home. That run will count for the Jags, and Cristiana Luera, as Tony said, advances to third. That should be, I'm not sure if that will go down as a RBI. It will go down as an RBI for Jordan Henry, although that one was thrown out to first, but Jordan Henry picks up an RBI on that one, and Jaguars on the board with an answer right in the first inning, Tony. 2-1's the score. And Samara Aguilera up to the plate. Samara Aguilera currently batting at a .354 batting average, Tony, with 4 runs, 17 hits, and 12 RBIs. I'm sure she'll be looking to make that happen here today with Luera on third and with only 1 out.
It's it right to the pitcher, and she's going to get out of here. Couldn't tell. This wall was blocking me, and it looks like she is going to head back to the dugout, so that'll be 2 outs.
Absolutely, and I don't believe I mentioned getting the Green light for the Rams. On the mound is number 20, Marley Robinson. And she'll be taking on number 18, Tori Campos up at the plate. 2 outs, still have a runner on third. Score is 2-1. Tori Campos, who's currently batting at a .333 average on the season. The second baseman for the Jaguars already has one fly out on the defensive side, that is. That one is far outside. Tori Campos currently with 6 RBIs this season, 6 runs for herself, and 4 stolen bases, Tony.
Absolutely, Cam. She can get it done on whether it's advancing or hitting or getting her fellow Jaguars in home, as that's going to be – she's going to keep going. Pass first. The catcher's yelling at the pitcher. And they're going – there's a little scramble back and forth. She's going to go to second, and she's safe. Wow, Cam, what did we just see right there? That was incredible. She hesitated to go to second. She went back and forth, and miscommunication between the catcher and the pitcher there.
Absolutely. Looked like Robinson was a little torn on where to make the throw, and Tori Campos just making something happen. I mean, taking her base on a walk and not slowing down once she rounded the base, and suddenly, just like that, Jaguars tie the ball game up 2-2. And that'll bring up number 1, Karina Perez. Still with a runner on second, and she's going to go to third. The throw won't even be made. Jaguars heating up. That's Tori Campos. That's her second stolen base of the game already, wow. Tony. She only has 1 at-bat. You tell me the math on that one.
Incredible, incredible. She's already on third, and now she's in position to head home if the Jaguars can get a hit here, as she does, but that's going to go foul.
Absolutely. So count will be 0-2, 2 outs. Tori Campos just stole herself 2 bases, and as much as we would like her to steal home, not sure that's in the cards here, but
if somebody was to do it, it would be her.
Absolutely. Karina Perez at the plate looking to bring in Campos. That one's high and outside. Mr. Zay Vlogs saying beautiful day for a game. Absolutely right, Mr. Zay Vlogs. As Perez is going to be thrown out to first.
At the end of the first inning, Rams 2, Jaguars 2.
Score is 2-2 at the end of the first. Cameron C., Tony T. on the call for the Jaguars Sports Network, the entirely student-run volunteer network. If you haven't already, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button. Let us know you are enjoying what we're doing. We have just over 20 people watching live on the Jaguars Sports Network, and love to help us hit our goal of hitting 900 subscribers by the end of the softball season. But as I said, Cameron C., Tony T. on the call. Keep it right here. We send it into a break. And getting the green light to lead off for the Rams at the top of the second is Emily Weinert.
Foul ball.
Zay Vlogs, thank you for checking in, asking how we're feeling today. We are feeling just fine.
Groovy.
Groovy. I like that, Tony. Feeling groovy today. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to remind you all that in the second game of this broadcast, at the top of the second inning, we are going to have Tony T's word of the day. As we had in our last broadcast, Tony T's word of the day was tip it. And Tony, if you want to remind the viewers what tip it meant.
Slightly warm, Cam. Slightly warm, tepid meant slightly warm, as it was a little cooler last weekend, so we had a nice tepid environment around us, thanks to St. Mary's for being very hospitable to us and letting us use their press box.
As Weinert pops that one up, and I want to say that was Tori Campos out in the right field that got under it. Can't quite see the number,
For the Rams, number 22.
but that fly out will bring up number 22, Aaliyah Resendez. And that first pitch is a strike. Got a number of fans here for both teams. Love to see the support for these athletes, as that one is fouled straight back into the net. God bless that net in front of us, keeping us safe up here in the broadcaster's booth. As I said, if you haven't already, leave us a chat. Let us know where you're chatting from and who you're supporting as. Warner gets under that one, but Jaguars settling under it with no issues. That was Rachel Warren that got under that one for the Jags, and 2 outs, just like that, Tony.
Back to back, that's the Jags' name, Cam. Every game we've covered or we've commentated, they take control of the defensive side, and they have 2 outs quickly, like you said.
Absolutely. Limon. That one's just outside. As we were saying, if you haven't already, go ahead and leave us a chat. Let us know where you're watching from and who you're supporting, whether it's Jaguars or Rams fans alike. We are happy to have you here on the Jaguars Sports Network and tuning in, supporting your athletes. Or if there's a specific player that you're supporting, whether it's a family member or friend, whatever it is, let us know in the comments. We'll give you a shout-out, give them a shout-out. As Rams trying to get something going. And Jaguars, 3 quick outs, Tony.
Quickly, yes, like you said, Ken. That's ball went straight into the right outfielder, and now we're heading to the bottom of the second inning. Sorry, I had a brain fart there, Cam, but we'll go ahead and send it to a little break.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 11, Rachel Warren.
And leading off for the Jaguars, bottom of the second is number 11, Rachel Warren. Rams making a bit of a tactical change here. Kayla Camacho The right fielder switching out at shortstop for Bazaldua. Bazaldua switching out to right field. Rams wanting to make a quick change here, see what they can get going, and that'll be 2 straight balls. It's Robinson on the mound. She's taking on Warren. Score is 2-2. If you're just joining us, this is Cameron C. and Tony T. on the call for the Jaguars Sports Network. And we are live here at the park at St. Mary's University as Warren fouls that one away, makes some contact with it. Counts 2-1. No runners on, no outs.
Shows bunt, and that's going to go foul. And I want to take this time to remind everybody that the Texas A&M San Antonio University's women's basketball team will be competing in their semifinal matchup against LSU Shreveport tonight at 7:30 p.m. You can watch it live at the Red River Athletic Conference website. They'll have a link for you to click. That should be exciting as the Lady Jaguars just won last night against Houston Tillotson, the number 5 seed in the playoff bracket. The final score was 66-60. Jaguars looking to complete their historic season by getting into the championship game, as it's their inaugural season and their inaugural appearance in the Red River Athletic Conference tournament. Making to the semis is already a big deal, but to bring home the bacon would be fantastic, Cam.
Absolutely, bringing home the big cheese, as some call it, if you will. Love to see that, and we'd also like to remind our viewers as Warren fouls that one away that the Lady Jags in the preseason polls were predicted to go 10th overall, and that surely enough lit a fire under Coach Minner, put a chip on his shoulder and chip on the players' shoulders as well. They went out with a certain level of intensity you don't see too often from inaugural programs, and earning themselves a trip to the postseason, placing 4th overall. I believe they finished with a record of 14-10 and getting a win last night against the Rams, advancing to the semifinals. But here we are, Rachel Warren in her own battle against the Rams, and she'll be hit by a pitch. She'll take her base. Robinson, that one got away from her a little bit. And that'll bring up 0-0, third baseman Ashlyn Weinert for the Jags. Currently batting at a .229 average.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 00, Ashlyn Weinert.
Has herself a number of RBIs this season, 7 RBIs so far. She shows bunt. That goes fair. She won't be able to beat the throw, but
and it bounces out of the third baseman's hand, Cam, and so we'll have them safe at third.
Warren advances to third, and that was Weiner unable to beat the throw to first on that bunt, but that does advance one runner into scoring position for the Jaguars with only 1 out. And that'll bring up number 15, Alyssa Vicente.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 15, Alyssa Vicente.
The runner on third and only 1 out. Alyssa Vicente showing bunt early on. Won't do it, though. Love the little pump fake of a bunt. And here's the pitch. I believe Vicente got caught as well. She did, and she'll take her base. Got caught on the inside of the hand there. And that's 2 batters, I believe 3 in total, hit by a pitch so far, Tony.
Yeah, absolutely. That's not something you want to see from your pitcher. It's just giving the Jaguars bases, and if they don't handle that quickly, you can have loaded bases for the Jaguars.
Absolutely, especially with Kaylee Barlow coming back up to the plate, has a number of RBIs this season herself. If there's anyone that's going to do it, it's going to be her. And runner's going to take off to
What just happened?
home and second. Seems like the runner to second was safe, but the runner at home was out. Great defense by the Rams there. Getting that runner out at second. I want to say that was Rachel Warren that advanced to home.
A little
Rachel
confused by that, Cam. It looked like the umpire said safe at home, and then I don't know. That's what confused me.
Absolutely. Seems to be some sort of discussion going on. Umpire's going to talk this one over, have a two-person umpire crew today. The discussion is whether or not Rachel Warren beat the throw at home. Kaylee Barlow, number 5, at the plate. Currently has herself 4 RBIs this season. And it looks like the runner at home was safe, so that run will count for the Jaguars. Jaguars up 1, Tony.
Absolutely. That was, like I said, what happened? Everything happened so quick, and the runner was able to get to home, and Jaguars up by 1, as you said, Cam.
Absolutely, and that'll bring up Kaylee Barlow to the plate, as we said. Umpire not too sure what that was, Tony.
Me either, Cam, but that's a lovely sport of softball, as that ball's going to go foul. It's a bit of a chess match, as I said last competition, and it's interesting to see it all unfold on this diamond.
Absolutely, as Barlow. The plate count is 0-2, 1 out. Still have a runner on second. I want to say that's Alyssa Vicente over there. That'll be a strike, or excuse me, a ball. Just outside there. Barlow's with a slapper to the infield, and she'll beat the throw. Or she's going to take off to second. Barlow taking off to second, beating the throw there as well. Kaylee Barlow with no hesitation, Tony. As soon as she saw the pitcher with her back turned, she took off.
Absolutely. The walk-up song, it looks like, got her pumped, and she decided to go for second.
Absolutely. Now Jaguars, two Jaguars in scoring position. One runner on second and third. And that'll bring up a batter you don't want to face at the plate when you have 2 runners on. Christiana Luera, who has herself 7 RBIs this season, batting at a .327 average. That one's outside. Good handling by the catcher. The Resendez able to get her body behind that one.
Love the activity coming from the Jaguar dugout, hyping up their lady, Luera. Something they've been doing all season, Cam.
Absolutely. Never a lacking of energy as umpire sees that one as a strike. Count will go 3-1. Still 1 out, and runners on second and third. Jaguars looking to extend their lead a little bit more here, Tony.
Oh, they're going to count that a strike. Cam Luera was ready to take her base.
Absolutely. Looked a little outside up here, but that's why we are up here and umpire is down there. So Count will go to 3-2. Loera definitely thought that one was a ball, but it wasn't. Got to protect the plate here. That one drops into the dirt, so bases loaded. Tony, 1 out. Jaguars in some favorable position, and none other than number 7, Jordan Henry, who has herself 5 RBIs this season, batting at a .286 average, and with 1 out has some room to work with, Tony, to maybe bring a runner in or two. And it looks like the Rams are going to be going ahead and making a tactical change. Looks like Marley Robinson's going to check out, and Kayla Camacho is going to check in on the mound. Camacho was previously started the game in right field, switched over to shortstop, and now she's testing out her abilities on the mound. So Rams making some tactical changes. 3-2 is the score. Cameron C., Tony T. on the call for the Jaguar Sports Network. Happy to have you all here. We're live from the park at St. Mary's University. Juliana Luera says, "Let's go, Chris." Thank you so much for tuning in again and supporting your Jaguars, supporting Christiana Luera, who's currently having herself a great season with 15 runs, 7 RBIs, batting a .327 batting average.
I'll take this time to go ahead and give everybody the Tony T's word of the day as they're getting set for the new pitcher to step on the mound. Today's word, Cam, is squander. Spend thoughtlessly.
One more time.
Squander. Spend thoughtlessly.
To spend?
Spend. As if I got my income tax, I can't squander because I need that money for school.
Squander. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We aim to make our viewers one word smarter after you leave our broadcast, and squander is the word that you can add to your personal dictionary as Tony T's word of the day. Squander, and then we learned tepid as well last week.
Absolutely. Tepid is slightly warm. The other day was serendipity, but the users don't have to know about that word. The viewers don't have to know that word as that wasn't on the broadcast. But if you want to learn that one, follow us at Jaguar Sports Network on Instagram and YouTube, and we'll reveal that on a post sometime soon.
Absolutely. Might have to make it some social media content out of that. Tony T's word of the day. Today's word is squander. Once again, thank you all so much for tuning in. Cameron C., Tony T. on the call. The entirely student-run volunteer sports network. And after our word of the day, Jordan Henry up at the plate, the catcher for the Jaguars. With 1 out and bases loaded. That one's outside. Really hoping that Jordan Henry won't squander this opportunity to drive in the runners with only 1 out and a powerful bat behind it. Don't want to squander this one away. Rams setting up the Jags perfectly. I used that right, Tony?
Believe you did.
Believe so.
Believe you did.
There we have it. Jordan Henry, the catcher, as I mentioned, batting a .327 batting average. Looking to bring in one of her runners and make solid contact with that one. It's going to drop, and Jaguars might be able to bring in 3 runners, and they do. Jordan Henry put her down for 3 RBIs. And she's going to advance to second as well, and just like that, Jaguars up 6-2, Tony.
The word of the day inspired her, Cam. She did not squander the opportunity.
Absolutely.
As you said.
Might have heard us from up here. Maybe someone in the dugout said, Jordan, don't squander this. And sure enough, makes the most of the opportunity, brings in every single runner. Jaguars up 6-2, and still with only 1 out and 1 runner on second. Jaguars have an opportunity to get this one going even more. Samari Aguilera she gets hit by that one, gets a little bit of her elbow, and she'll advance to first. And that's going to bring up number 18, Tori Campos. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take this moment to remind everybody that we do have a mercy rule that does happen. And Tony, if you want to remind the viewers what that mercy rule is.
Absolutely, Cam. It's 8 after 5, so if the team is up 8 runs at the end of 5 innings, it'll conclude the contest. And Jaguars just had themselves one heck of a play out there with 3 RBIs from Jordan Henry, and now the score is 6-2 with runners on first and second. So we'll see what the Rams can cook up here.
Absolutely, as Campos goes into a bunt. Runner to third, won't be able to beat it. That was Jordan Henry. And Jordan Henry's going to be tagged out at third. So 2 outs, but Campos safe at first. And I'll say that's Aguilera on second.
Still for runners on first and second, so 2 outs. Jaguars can still take advantage of this opportunity. They don't want to.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 1, Karina Perez.
Karina Perez here at the bat.
Karina Perez, another.
The pitcher's shoe fell off. She's throwing the heat, Cam, as her shoe flew right off. She was trying to stop someone from getting to advancing or something, but interesting play.
I'm not sure how that happened. Threw herself out of her shoes there. We have Caitlin Luera in the chat saying, "Let's go, Chrissy. That's my sister." We have the Luera family in the chat. Actually, it was Miss Juliana Luera earlier tuning in. Thank you so much. So we are happy to have the Luera clan as great play there. That was Perez being a little fly out to the second baseman.
Gentlemen, into the second inning.
I cannot see her number, but the second baseman for the Rams. And that'll close out the inning. The Rams able to escape that one, but Jaguars putting up 4 runs in the bottom of the second, Tony, and the score is 6-2. And with that, we will go ahead and send ourselves into a little bit of a break. Cameron C., Tony T. on the call for the Jaguars Sports Network live at the Park. 6-2 is the score. Keep it right here. And starting the batting order over is Emily Rees back up at the plate for the Rams, number 5. Ryan Limon still with the nod for the Jags. Score is 6-2 if you're just joining us. Cameron C., Tony T. on the call for the Jaguars Sports Network, the entirely student-run volunteer sports network. And if you haven't already, go ahead and drop us a comment. Let us know where you're tuning in from.
Oh, my goodness, what a catch.
Great. Amazing job there by our third baseman, 00, Ashton Weinert, to make a diving catch for that one, Tony. And
she had a similar catch like that last game. Or I apologize. She almost had that catch last game, and it's nice to see it come into fruition, and she was able to dive and get that catch and get the ball to first base.
Absolutely no problem leaving the ground there, getting on the dirt, and making the throw as well before the runner could get there. Ruiz unable to beat the throw. So Jaguars 1 out, top of the third. As I was saying, if you haven't already, go ahead and drop us a comment. Let us know where you're tuning in from and who you're supporting. Whether it's Jaguars or Rams fans alike, we are happy to have you here and supporting the initiative that is the Jaguars Sports Network, and as well as these amazing athletes. As that is a 2 straight strikes. Number 18, Cavazos, liked what she saw, but Limon got the better of her. So 1-2 is the count. No runners on, 1 out. And Limon gets her to swing, striking her out. That'll send her back to the dugout. Cavazos be the second out of the inning for the Jaguars.
That's keeping that same theme, Cam, as they get outs. 2 quick outs and able to shut down the inning very quickly. And Rams got to make something happen here to avoid that 8-5 rule that we discussed earlier.
Swing and a miss at that one. Camacho. 2 strikes here. 2 outs. Looking to end the inning. Or excuse me, end the top of the inning. And that'll be a ball. Make some clean contact with that one, but Jaguars second baseman Tori Campos able to get under that one just fine, and 3 quick outs for the Jags. That'll send us into the bottom of the third, and will send us into a little break. Cameron C, Tony T on the call. Keep it right here. Look out from above, Tony. That one came right back to us. That was Rachel Warren leading off the bottom of the third for the Jaguars. The viewers saw that one. I think that ball crossed right in front of our camera. As we said, a little bit of danger from above, danger close, if you will. But score is 6-2, Jaguars. Looking to end this one in early innings, Tony.
Absolutely, they're in complete control of that, Cam, as the score 6-2. And they're up to bat as that ball just hit the ground, and we'll see what the Rams can do to stop the Jaguars early, as I believe that's the key, to get them out quick so they can get back on home to get some runs in. As the ball slips out of the catcher's hands and tough to see from the Rams.
Absolutely. Bottom of the third here. 6-2 is the score, as we said. Rachel Warren up the plate. That one's a little inside. Ball 3. On the mound is number 23, Kayla Camacho. Currently had bounced around a lot early in this game. Started out at right field, switched to shortstop, and now on the mound. And Rachel Warren with a little slapper to the infield. Didn't get too clean a contact on it, and that'll be a thrown out to first base. Emily Weinert tagging her out at first, and that'll bring up 0-0. Ashlyn Weinert, Tony, for the Jags.
That's that third baseman who had that incredible catch at the top of the third inning here, Cam. And she's also no stranger to hitting the ball, so having her up to bat is good for the Jaguars.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 00, Ashlyn Weinert.
Ashlyn Weinert, as we said, and as Tony mentioned, that great catch you just had on third base with the thrown out to first. That one's a little upstairs. Weinert getting some contact on that one. It'll foul away, though.
I don't know if you heard that, Cam, but it sounded like the dugout said it was the birthday girl.
Birthday girl.
I could be wrong, but my hearing's a little off today. I couldn't hear the right word of the day, or I couldn't. Anyway, that's what I heard, so we'll see if that's true if we hear it again. So
Absolutely the so-called birthday girl. That swing went, allegedly. Counts 1-2, 2 strikes. Ashlyn Weinert trying to get something going here for the Jags as they're up 6-2, trying to end this one out in early innings. Checks that swing. Swing is no good. 2-2's the count. Weinert currently batting at a .229 batting average with 6 runs this season, 7 RBIs, making most of her at-bats count, and trying to make it count here with a count of 2-2 and 1 out. Good eye on that. Elects not to swing. That was a little upstairs as well. Once again, live here at the park, St. Mary's University. Beautiful temperature, beautiful weather for some Red River Athletic Conference softball. As Weinert gets some contact on that one, but Rams will have no trouble fielding it and throwing her out at first, and that'll be the second out of the inning. Rams doing a good job. Getting things going on defense.
Absolutely, Cam. And like I said, that's what you needed to see from them so they can get the Jaguars out quickly and get themselves back to hitting the ball as they're down 6-2. Don't want to have that 8-5 rule come into effect.
Number 15, Alyssa Vicente.
As you said, Tony, Rams trying to get some defense going to avoid being mercy ruled by the Jags. But Alyssa Vicente, the left-handed batter, steps up to the plate. Mr. Dennis Penley tuning in, saying, "Let's go Jags." Thank you so much, Mr. Penley, for tuning in to the Jaguars Sports Network and supporting your Jaguars. If you're just tuning in, this is Cameron C. Tony T on the call. Score is 6-2. Alyssa Vicente's at the plate. 1-1 is the count, 2 outs. Rams got going on defense here, Tone. I believe that one was a ball. See if Camacho can correct some of these. And she is unable to. Vicente will take her base, and she will stay there. Won't go ahead and steal like Campos or anyone like that, but
I thought she was, Cam. I thought she saw the ball. She
and
took off as if she was going to run for second, too.
And back up at the plate, starting the lineup over is Kaylee Barlow. Barlow with 2 stolen bases of her own today, Tone. And 2 runs as well. Runner on first, 2 outs. Kaylee Barlow looking to get something going here. She's made all of her at-bats count today. Barlow gets a piece of that one, but it goes foul. So count will go to 1-2. Still got a runner on first. Kaylee Barlow looking to make every at-bat count today, as she has.
Doesn't want to squander it, Cam. Doesn't want to
Absolutely
squander.
Does not want to squander these opportunities, as Jordan Henry surely did not squander her opportunity when she got up at bat. And it was amazing timing on our behalf, really.
Right.
And there she goes. Vicente.
Oh, she's safe. Beats the ball to second base, and now quick. These Jaguars are quick, Cam. It's the only word I can think of for them. And actually, that is going to send us to
They're
the
going to
middle
call
inning.
her out on second, Tony, after calling her safe. And that will do it for us in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So Jaguars 6 and Rams 2. Cameron C. Tony T on the call. Keep it right here. Send it into a break. Hold on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, leading off the top of the 4th for the Rams is number 11, Aiden Johnson, getting the go-ahead on the plate. And score is 6-2. Cameron C., Tony T. on the call. If you're just joining us here, beautiful day here at the park at St. Mary's University. That pitch was a tad outside from Ryan Limon.
The Rams do what they had to do on the bottom of the 3rd now, Cam. They got to get some runs in to stay in this competition, as that ball is caught by Weiner, and that's going to send number 11 back to the dugout. That was Aiden Johnson.
Weiner staying busy on third base, Tony.
Absolutely. That's another name we say every competition. She does something spectacular, just like the catch at the bottom of the I apologize, top of the second inning.
Something like that.
Something. It
At the
happened.
top of
It was an incredible catch.
Yeah, incredible catch nonetheless. I want to say it was top of the second, like Tony said. Aiden Johnson still at the plate. She swings at that one, and that'll send her back to the dugout. As Tony said, looks like she had a quick word for number 15, Alili Alanese. Alili Alanese. See if she can pick up on some of the adjustments that Johnson may have noticed. Gets a piece of that one. It'll pop up. Jordan Henry's going to go back for it, but it goes foul into the stands.
It's funny to see the balls drop into the stands, and nobody moves, Cam. Everybody's stone-faced. They let the balls just hit right next to them. Everybody is not afraid of those softballs.
Not at all. A certain nonchalant energy in the crowd, if you will. Not at all really caring about the danger from above. That's not us, Tony.
Not at all. That's why we're in this box office, and
Absolutely not.
thanking St. Mary's for being so nice and letting us come into their home as that ball's hit, and it's going to send another out on the Rams. That was number 15, Alaya
Alanese.
And
And Limon had no trouble fielding that one, throwing it out to first. And that'll bring Gracia Bazaldu up to the plate. She'll foul her first pitch out. Fouls her first one away, as I said, looking to get something going here with 2 outs. 1 strike so far. Zadua currently batting at a .286 batting average. And Rams dugout cheering her on. Swing and a miss from Zadua. That'll be strike 2. 1 more strike. Limon can send the Rams back to the dugout and bring the Jags back out on the field to get things going once again on offense. Top of the 4th inning here at the park. St. Mary's University score is 6-2. And Tony, remind the viewers once again after 5 innings, and I'm not sure if it's you're up 8 runs or 8 runs in general.
I believe it's up 8 runs, Cam, as I will double check when we send it to a break, but I believe it's 8. If they're up 8 runs after 5 innings, it'll conclude the contest. And something the Rams have to get cooking here, because I know that's looming in the back of their heads, is the count's 2-2, 2 outs, score 6-2. They got to get something going before letting the Jags back on the plate.
Great contact with that one. Deep drive out to left field, but no trouble for the Jaguars. Left fielder Cristiano Luera getting under that one, and that'll send the Rams back to the dugout and bring the Jaguars back up to the plate. So score is 6-2. Heading into the bottom of the 4th. Cameron C., Tony T. on the call, and keep it right here. We're going to send to a break. Cristiano Luera leading off for the Jaguars in the bottom of the fourth. See if she can widen the margin between the Jags and the Rams as the mercy rule is still in effect. Cristiano Luera, the left-handed batter, I believe out of Far, Texas. Absolutely, Cristiano Luera, the freshman standout out of Far, Texas. 2 balls is a count.
Oh.
Luera gets a piece of that one. See if it'll drop.
Oh, what a catch! by that
Great
center
catch
fielder.
by the center fielder from the Rams. I want to say that one was Menina Cavazos getting under that one. First out of the bottom of the fourth. That'll bring Jordan Henry back up to the plate, who had herself a impressive bottom of the second, Tony.
That she did, Cam. That hit sent 3 runners in, and she's no stranger to making contact with this ball. And see what she does here. So that's gonna pitch is gonna be a ball.
Kayla Camacho still on the mound for the Rams after being moved around a little bit. Umpire's going to call time. Not sure what the call is here. Umpire's marking something down in their books. I want to say maybe it's a warning to the dugout.
She did point over there, Cam. She pointed towards the dugout.
Absolutely, she did point towards the dugout. I don't want to say if it was an official warning, as one of our booth mates up here calls it a technical foul. He's a bit of a basketball guy.
One of my favorite songs from my favorite Christmas movie, Technical Foul.
It's real ball knowledge right there. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are just as confused as y'all. And after a couple minutes of confusion, still just as confused as when we started. So, not sure what that break was for, but here we are. Jordan Henry at the plate, looking to widen that margin, as I had said. Henry pops one up, and that one's on top of us. That one's nice and safe on the roof. Jordan Henry getting some contact on that one. That'll bring the count to 1-1 with 1 out, nobody on. Henry getting a piece of that one as well. That'll foul off the net. Brings the count to 1-2. Correction count is 2-2. And here's a pitch from Camacho. That one is way upstairs. Got away from her there. Got to say, Tony, you can take a look at the rosters. The Rams are playing with a very limited amount of players. I do want to point that out. And Jordan Henry gets struck out by Camacho. But as I was saying, the Jaguars have a bit of a deeper dugout than the Rams, Tone.
Yeah, I'm just noticing that now as well, Cam. That can be a difference maker as the Rams don't have as much as the Jaguars do.
Smart Aguilera back up to the plate. Gets a
Oh,
piece
right
of that
off the
one, and
rip.
she will advance to first. And she will advance to second with some trouble from the center fielder.
She was ready for that pitch, Cam. Right off the pipe. She hit it straight down the middle and able to go to.
Absolutely, Aguilera saw something she liked, and she's going to be replaced by pinch runner number 10, Taylor Gage. That'll be Gage's first time checking in the competition today, Tone.
Number 10, Taylor Gage, substituting for number 8, Samara Aguilera.
Wonder what's behind that change. Taylor Gage normally in the batting lineup for the Jaguars, but not today, and she will hop on second for Aguilera as a pinch runner, like I mentioned. With 2 outs and a runner on second, that'll bring
Now batting for the Jaguars,
number 18, Tori Campos, to the plate. Gage looked like she wanted to go for third, but great pop-up by Resendez to let her know, hey, I'm here and I got it. And I can let it fly if need be. So Gage going to stay at second. 2-0 is the count, 2 outs, runner on second, as I mentioned. That one is a little low. 3 straight balls from Camacho. It's Campos at the plate with a .333 batting average. And she has herself 2 stolen bases today at her 1 at-bat. She'll take her base to first after that walk.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 1, Karina Perez.
Karina Perez checking back in for the Jags on the plate with runners on first and second. And 2 outs. First pitch is a ball. If you're just tuning in, this is Cameron C. and Tony T. on the call for the Jaguars Sports Network. Live here at the park at St. Mary's University. Jaguar Sports Network is an entirely student-run volunteer network and got started last August covering the soccer team and made history covering the inaugural season of our basketball teams. And now here we are, making history for ourselves with our first season covering the softball as Perez smacks that one between the third baseman's legs, and now bases are loaded with 2 outs, and it's going to be Rachel Warren coming up to the plate for the Jags, Tony.
Great hit by the Jags. Now bases are loaded with somebody like Rachel Warren heading onto the plate. She's no stranger to hitting the ball strategically into the left, center, or right of the field. But as you were saying, Cam, the Jaguar Sports Network, we are also the #1 sports network on campus, covering all things Jaguar sports. So hit us with the follow on Instagram, YouTube, help us reach our goals. On followers and subscribers, we appreciate every single one of y'all. And it's been a great ride, as Cam said, for going all the way back to fall of last year, starting with soccer.
Now here we are, making history once again, covering Rachel Warren at the plate, facing bases loaded. See what she can get going for the Jaguars. 6-2 is the score, bottom of the 4th. Count is 2-0, 2 straight balls from Camacho. That one's a little low. Great stop by the catcher, Resendez, to get under that one. As I had mentioned, thank you all so much for chatting away with us. If you haven't already, leave us a comment. Let us know who you're watching, who you're supporting, if there's any specific player or just the team. Happy to have you here, Rams and Jaguars fans alike, as Rachel Warren didn't like that one, but umpire sees it as a strike, so count will go to 3-1. Bases loaded here with the wind blowing to the west. Oh. Rachel Warren takes a stab at that one, and that'll be strike 2, and Rams looking to avoid another unpleasant situation, Tony.
Absolutely. One more strike will do it, as you said. Could be catastrophic if she gets a hold of it, and she does, but that's going to go foul. Bases loaded. It's a scary situation for the Rams to be in.
Rams are aware already what the Jaguars can do with bases loaded. But facing 2 outs this time, circumstances are a little bit different. But 3-2 is the count, and here's the pitch from Camacho. That one is low, and Jaguars will advance a runner home. That's the pinch runner, number 10. Taylor Gage advancing home, and Jaguars on the board again, 7-2, and still with bases loaded. That's going to bring the one who almost started it all, Ashlyn Weinert. 0-0. Umpire sees strike there. That one would have come back and hit our scoreboard technician once again. Thank God for the net.
Glad we are up here in the booth.
As I mentioned, we have a great crew up here with us in the broadcasting booth. Scoreboard technician, as well as a standout play-by-play commentator for the stadium, that is. Not talking about myself. As well as a statistician as well. We have everything that we need up here as Ashlyn Weinert swings at that one, and Rams able to avoid almost more catastrophe, Tony. But Jaguars did get one on the board. So score is 7-2, and thank you all so much for tuning in and chatting with us. Miss Abby Rodriguez saying, go ride, number 55, supporting Miss Limon on the mound, and Samantha Puente. And, Tony, we have some confirmation. It is Ashlyn Weinert's birthday. We have some confirmation from Sam Puente in the chat.
Happy birthday.
Saying, let's go birthday girl 00. So happy birthday to our third baseman, Ashlyn Weinert. And thank you so much for everything that she... Getting some word that Abby Rodriguez was on the first team for the softball team for the Jags, and should have let us know. We would have given you a massive shout out, one of the trailblazers and pioneers of Jaguar softball. And with that, Limon's going to get some warm-up pitches in, and Tony and I are going to take a little bit of a break on the Jaguar Sports Network. Keep it right here. And Emily Weinert leading off for the Rams. And the top of the fifth here, score is 7-2. Couple more runs in the mercy rule might take effect, but Weinert getting under that one, and so do the Jags, though. No issue. That's the Jags right fielder, Alyssa Vicente. She had herself a busy early game, if you will. Had a couple balls go her way, so That'll be one of her flown outs. Let me pull up my live stats here. So, one out. Leah Resendez, the catcher for the Rams, now up at the plate. Gets a piece of that one. That one's going to be on top of us as well, and boom, there it is. So that one will take the count to 1-1. Still up at the plate is Resendez, catcher for the Jags, or excuse me, for the Rams. She gets a piece of that one, and Weinert takes her time, makes sure the throw is right, and gets it there with ease. That'll be 2 outs. Jags looking to end the top of the 5th quick. Co-commentator currently getting some technical difficulties worked out. As we said, Cameron C., Tony T. on the call, and up at the plate now is number 25, Kayla Guerrero. And with 2 outs at the top of the 5th, has to get something going here. Good eye on that one. That one's a little low and below the stairs, if you will. Rams getting active as Guerrero takes a swing at that one. Brings the count to 1-2. Limon has an opportunity to end the inning out here. Excuse me, end the top of the inning out here. Little slapper to the infield. Weinert staying busy once again. Throws that out to first, and a quick top of the 5th inning will send Tony and I into a little bit of a break, as Tony just got done fixing our technical difficulties we just had. But as we said, 7-2 is the score. Cameron C., Tony T. on the call. Keep it right here. And leading off for the Jaguars, Alyssa Vicente. Number 15. Score is 7-2, bottom of the 5th. Couple more runs here, and mercy rule might take effect, Tone.
Absolutely. All the Jaguars need is 3 more runs, and that could conclude this contest. Rams don't want that to happen, so we'll see as that's hit by, oh, my goodness, there she goes. Yeah, and she's going to stay at first base. That was 15 from the Jaguars, Alyssa Vicente. And just like that, Cam, Jaguars are setting up their position to get those 3 runs.
Absolutely, as that single will bring number 5, Kaylee Barlow, to the plate. Barlow shows bunt. Vicente elects to stay. Barlow, no stranger to taking a base even when the bunt doesn't happen. Good eye on Barlow. That's 2 straight balls. Barlow making some contact, and runner at second will be out, but Barlow safe at first. Great job there by the Rams second baseman, number 11, Aiden Johnson. Looks like she switched over to second base. She was at third previously.
Now batting for the Jaguars, number 21, Christiana Luera.
But here she is back up at the plate, Tony. Christiana Luera, currently with 1 hit in her 2 at-bats today.
Oh,
Barlow.
she's safe. Barlow at second.
Barlow electing to take off, and she does beat the throw. That'll be her 3rd stolen base of the day, Tony.
Wowzers. 3 steals it's crazy to see, Cam. As Luera is still here on the plate.
Luera showing bunt. Makes no contact with it, though. Jaguar dugout seeming to be.
Oh,
in
she
high
does, Cam.
spirits, and Kaylee Barlow taking off to third. She beats the throw.
I was about to say, Cam, Barlow looked like she was going to run for third, and she went straight before I could even say anything.
Kaylee Barlow has herself 4 stolen bases in this competition alone, Tony. Wow.
Frustration from the Rams and umpires having a word with somebody, it looked like, but I stand corrected.
And Luera will take her base. So runners on first and third, and Luera's going to advance to second.
Oh, my
Stealing that
goodness.
base.
Damn.
Camacho doesn't even bother to make the throw. Lets her take the base.
A little bit of frustration coming from
Absolutely.
the Rams as they looked a little bit miscommunicated, discombobulated, and now there's runners on second and third, and now we have Jordan Henry stepping up to the plate. The Rams going to have a discussion.
Very visible frustration from the Rams side, and Rams head coach want to have a word about that one. So Luera, no issue taking her base. Luera has herself 3 stolen bases. Sorry, Tony.
It's all good. I was just going to say, you got to wonder, this discussion has to be about Jordan Henry, as she had that huge hit back in the bottom of the second inning that allowed 3 runners to head in. So definitely have to have a discussion about that, as the Rams are doing right now.
Absolutely, with only 1 out and a runner on first and third and a power hitter second and third. Thank you, correction. Having a hitter like Jordan Henry up to the plate could be troublesome for the Rams, so having a word on the plate here, or on the mound.
Neither team wants to squander this opportunity, as that's what we learned today. The word of the day, Tony T's word of the day is squander.
Tony T's word of the day. Jordan Henry did not squander that opportunity in the bottom of the second, and see what she can get done here. That one was a little bit low. So count will be 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, 2 runners on. Henry getting a piece of that one, and that'll foul out to the practice field right behind us. It's got to be the 4th or 5th ball fouling out in that direction alone, Tony. That'll be, wow, ruled a strike. Counts 2-2. Jordan Henry got to get something going here. Still with runners on 2nd and 3rd, Luera and Barlow. Oh. Henry gets a piece of that one, pops up, and it's going to go foul into the Jaguar side stands. Got to say, happy to see the Jaguars have a good little turnout here. Fans live in person, Tony.
Absolutely, and shout out to that one fan that's put his umbrella down, walking down the stands, going to get that ball for the ladies, and nothing but a class from the Jaguar fans there.
Absolutely no surprise there. As Jordan Henry gets a piece of that one, and that throw will be made to first, but the runner is safe at home. Kaylee Barlow advancing home, and Jaguars score is 8-2 with still have a runner on 3rd. Jordan Henry was thrown out to first, but as we said, Luera advances to 3rd.
What a play there, Cam. The third baseman didn't know who to throw to. She had a little bit of hesitation, and she ended up electing to throw to first and gave Barlow a chance to run in for plate. Now we have Samara Aguilera stepping up. She's also no stranger to making contact with the softball, Cam.
Not at all. Aguilera today having 1 hit at her 2 at-bats. Looking to make something happen here. 2 outs. Still with a runner on. 8-2 is the score after Kaylee Barlow advanced home. Aguilera swings at that one, and she gets a piece of it. Luera wanted to come home, but umpire says no. It's foul, got to go back. Getting word from Mia Aguilera that it's happy belated birthday, Samara. Saying, let's go Jaguars. Not sure when that birthday was, but happy belated birthday to her. A number of birthdays this month have Ashton Weinert today and Samara Aguilera just I would assume in the last couple days. So, Mia Aguilera, thank you so much for tuning in, supporting your Jaguars, supporting Samara, and also letting us know that it was just her birthday as she's at bat trying to get something going. Gets a piece of that one. It pops right up, and great play by the catcher.
Wow. She's able to get under it from just a slide catch. What a catch by.
Absolutely. Resendez going down to her knees, making that catch happen, and that'll send the Jaguars back to the dugout.
Absolutely, Cam. What a catch by the catcher there. And you said we're going to the 6th inning. Rams avoiding that 8-5 rule and scores 8-2. It's still possible, but Rams did a good job of stopping that from happening as they could have had catastrophe with those bases almost loaded. But we'll go ahead and let them set up for the 6th inning. We'll go ahead and send into a break. Keep it locked here at Jaguar Sports Network. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are back at the start of the 6th inning. Emily Ruiz is going to be starting off at bat for the Rams. Somebody in the stands is very happy that she is at bat. They have a little cheer for her and very strong voice. You probably hear it through the airwaves and through the microphone. And Ryan Lopez, our president of Jaguar Sports Network, is on tech, and he says he cannot hear it through the headphones, but maybe you hear it on the YouTube channel as we're getting ready for Reese to hit the. As they're starting to get set. Here we go. She shows bunting, and Reese is going to go to first, and she is not going to beat the ball, and she's going to be heading back to the dugout. Quick out already for the Jaguars. Next will be
Now batting for the Rams, number 18,
Manina
Manita.
Cavazos. What a hit by Cavazos. Is going to go up, and no problem for the Jaguars to get under it by the center fielder. 2 outs already for the Jaguars, and not something you want to see from the Rams.
Now batting for the Rams, number 23, Kayla Camacho.
Kayla Camacho is next to bat. Ball's a little high, so that'll be ball number 1.
That one was outside as well. Ryan Limon. Count advances to 2-0. Rams dugout. Happy with Limon throwing 4 straight balls, and that'll be number 23. Camacho taking her base.
Now batting for the Rams, number
That is
11,
15 consecutive batters shut out by Ryan Limon. Quite the
Wow.
impressive stats so far, and it's showing with this scoreline 8-2. Limon showing her experience coming from Smithson Valley, the graduate student. That one's upstairs as well. Good eye on Johnson. 2-0 is a count. 2-1's count, excuse me. Great contact on that one, but it's going to pop up, and that is the center fielder for the Jaguars.
middle of the 6th inning.
Rachel
two
Warren
right there.
getting under that one, and
2.
middle of the 6th inning score is Jaguars 8, Rams 2. We're going to set it into a little break here, Tone. And leading off for the Jaguars in the bottom of the 6th, number 18, Tori Campos, who has a few flown outs earlier in this competition, has herself 2 base on balls, and 2 stolen bases as well. Tori Campos looking to get things going. Looks like the Rams elect to stay with Kayla Camacho on the mound, continuing to give her the green light. She moved around a lot early on in this game, starting over at right field, bumping over to shortstop, and now on the mound.
So do it all, Cam.
Absolutely. A jack of all trades, if you will. And here's the pitch after 2 straight balls. That one's 3 straight balls now. And Campos is going to take her base. See if she elects to steal.
Jaguar dugout letting her know that she had 4 in a row, Cam. Those chants never fail to intrigue me on both sides, Jaguars and the Rams dugouts.
Batting for the Jaguars, number 1,
Karina Perez now up at the plate for the Jags with Campos on first. Perez shows bunt. Campos wanted to go. No contact there, so I believe count will go to 1-0. As we had mentioned, Rams coming into this one off of a tough doubleheader against the Our Lady of the Lake Saints, dropping both games of that doubleheader. Looking to turn things around here, but Perez gets some contact on that one. That's a drive out to left field, and getting under it was number 15, Alanis, So staying at first base, Tori Campos elect not to tag up and go. So it's going to be a pinch hitter coming in for the Jaguars, number 22, Alyssa Pena. That'll be her first time checking in, normally playing catcher for the Jags, the senior. Checking in, pinch hitting.
Pinch hitting for the Jaguars, number 22, Alyssa Pena.
Alyssa Pena, as I had mentioned. Pitch hitting for the Jags. Campos still on first, 1 out. Jaguars looking to get things going here, maybe get this mercy rule in effect. If they get 2 more runs, that will be the case. We'll head on to the second matchup of today's doubleheader.
Absolutely. Rams want to keep it alive as they don't want to drop to 0-5 in the conference.
And just like that, 3 strikes straight up. Pena heading back to the dugout. Great job there by Camacho, getting a handle on her pitches, and just like that, 2 outs. With still have 1 runner on first, though. That's Campos at first, and up now hitting is another pinch hitter, number 26, Haley McDonald, checking in for the first time today for the Jags. Normally McDonald's utility player, so can kind of pop around anywhere. Good to have a number of those, Tony.
Absolutely.
Pinch hitting for the Jaguars, number 26, Haley McDonald.
First pitch is a strike. Campos still on first. Gets a piece of that one. It's going to pop up, and danger very close. Finally saw one of the audience members make a move towards that, Tony.
That audience member just chuckled at the fact that the ball was heading straight to him. He didn't even buckle or move. He just laughed and
Absolutely. He wanted
wanted a piece of it.
a catch himself, and looks like he's holding on to that one. A little souvenir. That pitch is high and outside, but great pop-up by Resendez to make sure Campos didn't advance. And that ball is returned back to the field. McDonald up at the plate. 1-2 is the count, 2 outs. Campos on first. Make that 2-2. As we said, we have some birthdays here. 00 Ashton Weinert. It's her birthday today. And we also have a belated birthday, number 8, Samara Aguilera, as we were informed by Mia Aguilera.
Oh,
As great line drive out to left field, and that one is unfortunately going to fly foul. So Campos will return to first base, and McDonald back to the plate. 2-2 is the count. McDonald at the plate. Got to make something happen here. Full count. Pops that one up. Foul ball.
there she goes. Oh, it's going to go foul.
Foul ball.
Once again, thank you all so much for tuning in to the Jaguars Sports Network. This is Cameron C., Tony T. on the call, the entirely student-run volunteer sports network. We just surpassed 800 subscribers, and we cannot thank you all so much cannot thank you enough for all of your support. And if you haven't already, go and hit that subscribe button. As McDonald pops that one up, first baseman has no problem getting under it, and that'll send the Jaguars back to the dugout with a score of 8-2. Jags leading in convincing fashion, and
Rams 2.
that'll send us into the top of the 7th inning. As I mentioned, Cameron C., Tony T. on the call. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Help us reach our goal of hitting 900 subscribers at the end of the softball season. And as well as leave us a chat. Let us know who you're supporting, where you're viewing from. You know, we have a little globe that we keep pins in that our viewers leave comments. We have viewers as far as El Salvador and as close to home as Maine, which is not close to Texas in any regard, but in terms of viewership, they're all here with us. But as I was saying, Cameron C., Tony T. on the call. Keep it right here. We're going to the top of the 7th in this first game of the doubleheader between your Texas A&M University San Antonio Jaguars taking on the Houston Tillotson Rams. Keep it right here.
Leading off for the Rams, number 15, Alanis.
Leading off for the Rams, number 15, Alanis, and she gets some solid contact on that one. It's going to hit the back fence, and she'll turn 2, heading to second, but she might not beat the throw, and she doesn't. Tori Campos getting her out at second base after a deep drive to in between left and center field, but great defense by the Jags and an amazing throw by, I want to say that was Rachel Warren making the throw at the wall to second base. Tori Campos making the tag, and Jaguars turning what could have been a issue of a situation to 1 out. Great defense as Gracia Bazaldua up at the plate. 2 straight balls. Here's a pitch from Randy Moan. Looked a little inside, but umpire sees out as a strike, so count goes to 2-1. Still have a nice little breeze out to the west, Tony, and beautiful conditions for Red River Athletic Conference softball, 83 degrees, as that one's popped up right above us.
Glad in this press box, Cam. Like I said, I always seem to forget my glove in my car when we were calling these games, and today's another one of those days as count goes to 2-2.
That one pops up, and first baseman Aguilera has no problem getting under that one. Jaguars, 2 outs. Top of the 7th inning, looking to close this one out with convincing fashion.
Absolutely. One more out will do it, Cam, as the Rams trying to avoid that, dropping to 0-5 in the conference, and we'll see what they can cook up here.
Another pop up, and Aguilera will do it for the Jags. And at the end of 6.5 innings, the Jaguars will take the first game of today's doubleheader between the Texas A&M University San Antonio Jaguars and the Houston Tillotson Rams. Score is 8-2. Jaguars had no issue coming away with that one in the bottom of the 2nd off of almost a grand slam by Jordan Henry.
Almost, right.
Brought in 3 runners. And Jaguars looking to get going in this second game. Cameron C., Tony T., keep it right here. We'll have our coverage of the second game of this doubleheader in just a few minutes. Thank you so much for tuning in, but if you can't make it to the second one, as we said, thank you for tuning in. Subscribe, leave us a like, and be sure to follow us on Instagram as well at Jaguar Sports Network on Instagram. Thank you so much. Keep it right here.